So, this speech is entitled Procedures on How to Have a Good Time at the Club. So, quick show of hands. Who here likes to party? Obviously, who doesn't, right? But all too often, when nights where all we want is to have a good time end up taking a turn for the worse. So, gentlemen, pay attention as we are going to be covering some important ground rules on how to make sure the night runs smoothly. As for the ladies, don't feel that you're excluded from the speech because without you, there is no such thing as a good time. Now, there are three important factors that you're going to want to take into consideration: the pre-drink, dancing at the club, and how to avoid getting kicked out. So, gentlemen, pay attention as we're going to be going over these key points. So you've made the trip to your favorite liquor store, and you're now at a friend's house pre-drinking before you go to the bar. Now, I assume everyone here pre-drinks only because, as starving students, we don't have enough to go to a club sober and get drunk. Now, biggest problem people will run into at the pre-drink is simply just having too much. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm the last person on earth to tell you getting too drunk is a bad thing, but when you're so drunk that your head's spinning and you're puking on the subway and you're asking to go back home, you haven't just ruined your night, but you've also ruined the unlucky friends who now has to take care of you. So, for the beer drinkers in the class, you're generally a little safer than those who drink liquor. For the most part, you can drink it slower, you'll get more bloated, and it'll take you longer to get drunk. But be warned, nothing tastes better with a cold beer than a fine lady I like to call Mary Jane. However, studies have shown that mixing alcohol, any kind of alcohol, with marijuana can be dangerous because marijuana suppresses the body's need to vomit. That's why people will feel that they can keep drinking when they're stoned. Meanwhile, they might actually be in the puking danger zone. As for the liquor drinkers, you're on dangerous grounds to start. Liquor is more unpredictable than beer simply because it'll hit you harder and faster. Studies have shown that liquor can take up to half an hour to actually have its full effect on the body. That's why people will feel that they still aren't drunk, take a few shots, and then in 15 minutes just be on a totally different planet. So as a general rule, try not to rush all your shots before you go to the club, as you don't know how you're going to feel in a few minutes. So you followed all the safety precautions on the pre-drink, and you successfully made your way into the club. You spotted some fine ladies on the dance floor, but you're feeling a little shy. Problem number one, you're too sober. The number one rule is never be too shy to dance. Go to the bar immediately if you have to and get the strongest, cheapest drink. After you've ingested it, go dance your heart out. See, girls will generally appreciate the fact that you're really drunk and dancing like a fool because they know that you know how to have a good time. And if they don't appreciate it, then they're not worth pursuing because they don't know how to have a good time. There's many kinds of dancing that you can do. You can do like the E-dance, or like the headbanging, or you can just go up to a girl and start grinding on her. My personal favorite is just the drunken freestyle dancing. This consists of jumping as high as you can, getting as low as you can, and every once in a while just kind of throwing in a random move. So, I'll show you something like I do. Alright, so first you're going to want to jump. You got to jump really high. You can do the fist pump, or you can put your hands behind your back and do the fish. Generally, you're just going to want to get higher than everyone because you want to scope all the other girls out in the club, right? Then you're going to get low. You can do like the Jersey Shore floor banging, or you can just do like the magic fingers. Just keep eye contact. Then you get back up, you get the lasso. You throw it over her, you start pulling her in. Then you're kind of thirsty, you open the fridge, you grab a glass of water, close the fridge. Alright, continue pulling her in. She's close. Pick the apples. Pick the mushrooms. Pick the apples again. Okay, and then you're around here. Mission accomplished. Now, this takes into the last factor of the night. Let's say you were jumping so high you accidentally crushed some girl's foot behind you. Or you were making your way to the bathroom and you stumbled over something. For whatever reason, the bouncer has decided to kick you out. Most of us guys have probably been in this situation. The bouncer's law is the law. Don't try to argue with him. He's probably bigger than you. He's pissed off that he's sober on a Saturday night. And he's on a power trip. So try to reason with him. Ask him why you're getting kicked out. Then he'll tell you you're too drunk. Then you tell him, hey, I'm not that drunk. I've been drunker. Try to keep your composure even if you are really trashed. Because, you gotta look soberish, right? Now, if he's still not having it, tell him, okay, fine. Can I at least go say bye to my friends? Tell him that your phone's dead and it's a matter of your safety that you tell your friends that you're leaving and where to meet up with you later. He'll probably let you go in most cases. I mean, common sense. And if you're lucky, he might actually forget about you or lose you. Now, if he's in the case that he's ever using excessive force, and this happens all too often, let him know that you know he's not allowed to do that. Ontario law states bouncers are only allowed to use reasonable force in ejecting someone from a venue. So, for example, grabbing your arm and guiding you out would be reasonable force. He is not allowed to use any kind of force outside of the club property. And also, at any time if you feel your rights are being violated, ask him to show you his security license. If he doesn't have it on him, you can call the police, and he and the club can get into serious trouble. So, recap on a good night. You'll have gotten super drunk, but you're not puking anywhere. You dance so hard the dance floor has like a groove in it. And the bouncer who tried kicking you out has actually gotten fired for not having a security license on him. The only bad thing to come out of all of this is the hangover.